About to turn it up a little. Heat the bitch up like lava. And it probably bring a whole I.S.U.P.K. And all that we feel is our father. And I'm headed for the top dollar. And ain't none gonna stop me. None gonna stop. No coward, no nigga came back down. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. I'm back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip. And I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know. No coward, no nigga came back down. I thought I'd let you know that I was gone, but I never left. I'm back now. I thought I'd let you know this brotherhood is a whip, and I never let it go. Never let it free. Shit I kill for my niggas. I thought I'd let you know.
Ain't got no time to play. Ain't no other way. I got them soldiers on the way now. Ain't got no time to play. Ain't no other way. I got them soldiers on the way now. I got them soldiers on the way now. I got them soldiers on the way now.
All right. Shalom, everybody. We are the I.S.U.P.K. Started out of 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We are currently under the rail of Commanding General YAHANNA, okay? Since 1969, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge has been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people that they are the true biblical Israelites of the Bible, okay? It's a heavy thing because the world has been trying to hide that from us since we went into slavery, okay? We're not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. We're not affiliated with Kanye West. We're not affiliated with Nick Cannon. The Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge is the home of the truth, okay? So with that, this is the Florida mandatory. Everybody should be in the class. It's the mandatory scripture breakdown. If you have questions, comments, anything concerning the true Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, anything concerning your life or your brothers and sisters' lives, okay, go ahead and let's get it in, okay? Ask your question, give your comment, whatever it is, okay? That's what we're here for, to continually come out here and educate Black people on how they're supposed to be living in the earth, who is their true God, how to serve that God, what he wants from you, what is required of you as a family member in this family, okay, as a blood-born Hebrew Israelite, okay? Go ahead.
Question from last week.
Okay.
It says, this is from Trooper Canuck. Says, Salagi says, snitching in the Bible, and is it lawful?
Snitching in the Bible.
Yeah.
Snitching to who? I mean, who is snitching in the Bible? I can tell you this, right? What the scriptures say: "Tell my people their transgression." Okay, I guess we could pull that if you could find that one for me. Cry aloud, right? So I don't know who you're gonna snitch to. You know what I mean? You're gonna go to Christ and be like, "Slakia, sir," you know.
Right.
But yeah, snitching. I don't. Who you gonna? I don't. All right. Give me an example, I guess, or give me a scenario on who or how you would define the snitching. Okay. Like who are you talking to? Who you snitching to? I mean, are you saying, okay, you're saying like Esau, right? Or your boss or somebody like that? Yeah, give me an example on what you mean. Because the way I would see it is this Bible has been, Christ broke everything down, right? So if you have like I just said, tell my people their transgression. But if you have, an art with somebody, even if you see them doing something wrong, you go to him and him alone, right? You know what I mean? You go to that brother and you know what I mean? It's the same thing. Cry aloud. You would go and tell him his transgression. Yo, you shouldn't be, you know what I mean? We at the job, we're supposed to keep all the Most High's laws and the law of the land, right? You know what I mean? So you would go to him and be like, yo, I don't think you should be stealing. You know what I mean? I don't think you should be, putting them Skittles in your backpack. You know what I mean? It's going to jam you up and maybe jam the rest of us up, okay? So, but give me a good, like scenario on what you mean as far as like snitching. What does that mean to you? Or you know what I mean? Like, what is the context of, so-called snitching?
He said, on your brothers.
Right. But to who? Like, you mean like you're at the job or something and you know what I mean? You're going to snitch to Esau that you see a brother doing something wrong, or go, it could be, I don't know, a black business or something, right? I don't know. But, the scriptures say, tell my people their transgression. If somebody's doing something wrong, you should definitely go to that person and let them know what they're doing is wrong. He
says, telling on a brother for something he might have done, like breaking Esau laws or crime he might have committed. So he's talking about, the brother committed crime and you go tell Esau.
You go tell Esau. Is that a sin?
He's asking, is it lawful?
Oh, is it lawful? Okay, is it lawful? I don't remember. I can't recall any breakdowns like saying, you know what I mean? Like I just don't recall any example in the Bible of somebody going to Esau and, a brother going to Esau and telling him.
I recall.
What do you got?
When the Pharisees and Sadducees went to the Roman guards and told them to crucify Christ.
Yeah, but he wasn't stealing or nothing. You know what I mean? What they just wanted to kill Christ. Christ wasn't stealing nothing. Christ wasn't, you know what I mean? That's not snitching.
But he was doing something. Like he was like they went to them because of whatever he did. Like they were offended or whatever you want to call it, and they went to somebody.
Okay. So, but even with that being said, that example is not telling us, you know what I mean? Like, is it lawful to go to, your oppressor and tell them turn your brother in or whatever. Just like what you're saying, it's the same thing with the brother who turned his back on Christ or whatever. Judas, right? You know what I mean? Judas went in, well, he didn't. They came to him.
But he went back.
Right. But well, they came to him and he told them, what it was. They gave him a signal or kissed him or whatever. But as far as snitching on your brother, like going to Esau and telling him, okay, this brother is taking, stuff out of the store at the end of his shift.
If I could,
go ahead.
And the reason why I said he asked two different questions though. Like he's like, is it in the Bible? And
right.
Is it lawful?
Right. So, but to me, still, that example you gave is not the same thing. To me,
right.
Okay,
right.
It's not like Christ was
doing something bad,
right? And then they went and what I mean. They came up with anything to kill him. You know what I mean? So I can't. I'd have to get with Officer SKYPE maybe, and see if he can, give me an example or a breakdown of if it's legal or lawful in the Bible to go to your oppressor and jam your brother up because you something you seen. Because in the reason why we are in the position and the reason why we would be doing something wrong is because the oppression that we're in. It's because the white man's got us, so jammed up, right? But like I said, to the way I understand, the question, it would be like, no, you go to your brother and tell him his transgression. Okay, that I have never heard a breakdown where you go to your oppressor and tell them what your brother's doing wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's like, you know what I mean? Like I could think now, like when Moses slayed the Egyptian, and the brother was like, "Who are you?"
That's the key I keep thinking about.
Right? Who are you? You know what I mean? To tell us what to do. Right. Like they gave Moses, and they did because now they was looking for Moses, right? So they went and told on Moses, right? So that's what I mean. That's not how we, that's not how we get down in this oppression. You know what I'm saying? But to give a good solid answer, I would have to get with Captain Shawar Yala or Officer SKYPE, and I'll go ahead and write that question down. But we'll read what I have as far as how to deal with your brothers and sisters when you see them doing something unlawful, okay? And it's in the Bible. Go ahead.
One thing that I learned personally, through watching the generals and stuff, how they broke, not this specific question, this is a very specific question, but the way they break it down, one, all things lawful aren't expedient. So even if it's like, I've never seen a law on snitching, and I don't really recall an actual incident where someone did a crime and they went to Esau about it. You know what I'm saying? But the way that the generals have taught me to handle a situation is, if a brother or a sister commits a crime, before you go to the police, you need to call the I.S.U.P.K. Call Commander, call General Muhammad. Call the nearest officer near you that's in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Then if if it's something else beyond what we can do, which is, I don't think we can't do anything. So, but if it gets to that point, then you go to the police and you call the cops.
Right. And what you're saying is that's it. That's kind of what he's trying to do now. He's like asking the question. He's going to somebody and saying, well, what, you know what I mean? Like, is this lawful? Can I do this?
Right.
So if it's really specific to you and you are dealing with that, I would definitely, call a captain or officer that's over you and get like counsel, like so you can break down to the officer or captain exactly what's happening, what the situation is, they'll, you know what I mean, like give you counsel and advice on how to handle that situation. But like, you know, Itazab just said, you know, I do not recall anything in the Bible where there was even I'm sure there probably is. I can't think of it where a brother or sister went to Esau and, you know what I mean, and snitched on another brother or whatever. That's, you know, and we're in captivity, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, you know, I'll ask the question, and it's a good question, you know what I mean? Like, because like, that's what, you know what I mean, that the other fake Israelites group do, right? They go and they tell.
We snitch.
Right, you know what I mean? Like, they go and they don't love blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know what I'm saying? To just go straight to the oppressor and you know, try to get some reward money, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? By jamming this brother or sister up is, you know, that's not brotherly love. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's not love for, you know, your people, your family. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's selfishness and love for your own, you know what I mean, lust or whatever.
And they doing it for money. Like, that's
right.
That's crazy. Like, it's one thing if you want to help a brother out, or, you know what I'm saying, stop crime, like, you know what I'm saying,
right.
Stop a brother from killing another brother,
right?
You know, something like that's different. And you know your weak behind ain't got no power to stop him. So, you know what I'm saying, you go to Esau, but you trying to get a check.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's
anything,
that's
you know, most brothers and sisters do in the world is for their own selfish gain. You know what I mean? Like, you know, they do certain things, they vote and do certain things like this, so they're able to be homosexuals. You know what I'm saying? Have homosexual laws so they can, you know, fulfill their lust. You know what I'm saying? You know, so that's why we teach in this school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be taught. Yeah, you know, you have to be brainwashed on how to actually, you know, operate and live in the earth the way you are intended to, not how, you know what I mean, like the world tells you should live and operate, you know what I'm saying, but how the society of black people have been set up originally in the earth to live and operate, you know what I mean?
He said, I'm not a snitch, for the record.
I know you're not, brother. I would never, you know what I'm saying? But that's a good question, you know what I'm saying? It might, you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes you can feel like this, right? Maybe I need to tell Esau what's going on so the rest of us don't get jammed up, you know, or so, you know, or just to, you know what I mean? Like, you never know the situation. You trying to help. You trying to, you know what I mean, get things right. But definitely you want to go to that brother first.
Nigga got a 12-inch blade in his hand, and he's chopping away at his rib, or trying to chop his rib up.
Right.
And all you can do is call the police.
Right. Oh, definitely. You call the police, and that, you know, so, but yeah, I mean, as far as like, yeah, like, just if it's something, you know, that's not life threatening, you know what I'm saying? You definitely want to just go to that brother, you know what I'm saying? And it's hard because, like, brothers and sisters that are in the world, you go to him and try to talk to him and get him right. Yeah. He want to fight you. You know, right. Now you his enemy. You know, right. You know, am I your enemy because I tell you the truth? You know what I mean? Like, so I understand what you're saying. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you might have to be like, because, you know, brothers doing stuff and now it can jam everybody up. You know what I'm saying? And you might need to feel like I got to tell somebody so this shit can stop before it goes, you know what I mean, too far. So, like I said, you know, you definitely want to get counsel so you can give, you know, specific information on what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Right. And then that way you can get counsel and advice on, well, do this. You know what I mean? Because we all, you know, sometimes we don't know what to do. We're like, oh, that's why he's asking the question. It's like, man, what do I do? You know what I mean? So it's always good to get, you know, go to a man of the Lord and, you know what I mean, get the advice you need. You know what I'm saying? But you definitely, I think you want to start by, you know, going to that brother and telling him, you know what I mean, what he's doing wrong. Okay. So we can read that one if you have it, Itazal.
All right, the book of Isaiah, chapter 58, verse 1.
Okay. Okay, what'd you say, Isaiah?
Yeah, 58 and 1.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and you know, that's you know, so in the spirit of what we do every day. You know what I'm saying? We do this at least, you know, once a week. We go to camp and we tell Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you know what I mean, where they're going off at. You know what I mean? And we say, listen, because, you know, we can't give them everything right there on that corner, right?
Right.
So we say, come to class. Take a flyer, get in class, watch some videos, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? You will know how to operate in this earth in 2022, which, you know, I think is the most important thing on the earth, that Black people, Hispanic and Native Indian people know how they're actually supposed to be living in the earth. Because right now we are out of order. You know what I'm saying? We are completely and totally out of order. You know, we are serving other gods. We've turned our God, our power into like this make-believe thing. We are totally and completely disillusioned in the earth on how we're supposed to be operating, how we're supposed to be living. Okay. So, you know, we do this every week. We on a daily basis in our lives. I know I do it. You know what I mean? If I have the opportunity, and even with my neighbors, you know what I'm saying, or somebody on the street, if I have the opportunity in this situation presents itself, I tell my brothers and sisters, you know what I mean, like what they should and should not be doing. You know what I mean? How you should not sleep with that woman and throw her away. You know what I mean? You should not be smoking marijuana. You should not be selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? I tell my people their transgressions without calling the cops. You know what I'm saying? I got, you know, a neighbor, and, you know, I don't want to get, you know, too far out there, but, you know, this brother is doing stuff that is not legal. You know what I mean? And I've told him, you know what I mean? Like, I've told him to his face, he's the problem. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not calling Esau. I'm not calling Esau. You know what I'm saying? But I will tell him to his face that he's the problem. What he's doing is wrong. You know what I'm saying? So that's, you know, definitely where you want to start, is by, you know, and sometimes it's hard because these, like I said earlier, right? Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Indians, you try to tell them how to live right, and, you know, you are now their enemy. You know what I mean? And you know how we are. He's probably gonna want to fight. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's gonna be calling you before you even, you know, go any further. He's calling you a snitch. You ain't even snitch. You just telling him, you know what I mean, trying to get him right. You know what I'm saying? So that's definitely, you know, where I would start. But, you know, the Lord said, harden your forehead. You know, don't be afraid. You know what I mean? To go and deal with my people. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard they make their face look, right? Okay. So let's read this one real quick, Itazab, and then see if we got any other questions.
Well, we do have another question, but
Okay.
Cry aloud, spare not. Well, it's like Isaiah chapter 58, verse 1. Cry aloud, spare not. Lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions, in the house of Jacob their sins.
Right, in the house of Jacob. So what does it mean when it says in the house of Jacob? Kanat, or anybody on online, okay? What does it mean when it says in the house of Jacob? Okay? Because that's actually, you know, a very important part of a very important part of, you know, how we're supposed to be living in this earth, how our mindset should be. That house part, okay? Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and show my people their transgressions. In the house of Jacob, their sins. Okay.
Also, Magazar said it means to speak, to speak on to the children of Israel.
Okay, but what is that part when it says house? What is that referring to when it says house? Because that's, you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean, like I was saying, that's if we can get that part, that house part, and actually start operating with that mindset, we'll be, you know what I mean, like we'll have an advantage, you know what I mean, as far as turning our lives around and figuring this thing out that we're doing, you know what I'm saying, how we're living in the earth. Because you know what I mean, that house part is very important, and we have lost sight of that. We have lost, you know what I mean, like we've lost the importance of that house part. Okay.
I know that.
If nobody else has it, you know what I mean.
Magazar said, does it mean the family?
Yes. Most High in Christ. That's it. That is it. Like, believe it or not, a Native Indian man, woman, or child is my family. A Mexican is my family. Okay? Ephraimite is my family. Like, we have a very large family, man. That's what it is. Okay? And if we can start operating and loving one another as a family, Itazar, man, we would, this thing would turn around very quickly. You know what I'm saying? This, our lives would turn around very quickly. And that, is that's a big part of what, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge under Commanding General YAHANNA has been teaching. Here's an example of loving each other like a family. Thursday, like the previous Thursday, when General Mahaiman was doing his class, right? And he's got a family, little baby, right? You saw the class? Okay, he's talking about he was holding his baby, right, loving and kissing on his baby. Now that's his family. Right. That's his family. He made that baby. Right. Okay, he's got a wife. He's got other kids. That's his family. But he also is thinking about some brother on the other side of the earth that doesn't have a father. That's his family. Right. And it's getting him all teared up, knowing that brother way over there don't have a father. You know what I'm saying? That's how we should operate in the earth today. That's how we should be loving one another. That's how we should feel towards one another. And guess what? By me telling my brother or sister on a job or on a street corner somewhere their transgression, that's love. That's love. That's me showing him he's my family. I don't want nothing to happen to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm telling you to take the Skittles out of your backpack, you know what I mean, and put them back on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? Because I love you. I'm going to tell you where you're going off. I love you. That's why I'm telling you, sister, to get your butt off that stripper pole. Go home. You know what I'm saying? And that way, you know, somebody doesn't rape and kill you and kidnap you. You know what I'm saying? This is love that we're showing to our people by telling them their transgressions, by telling them what they're doing wrong. So, you know what I mean? Like, that's where, you know, that's where I would start going to that brother or that sister and you know, trying and give them, you know, the breakdown on, you know, what you feel like is going on. But I'll definitely try to get some precepts or an example in the Bible of, if there is one, of, you know, should we go to our oppressor and tell them what, you know, a brother or sister is doing wrong? You know, I wouldn't even call it snitching. I would just say, you know what I mean? Like, should we go to Esau for help or something? You know what I mean? Should I, you know what I mean? Because that's, you know, that's really, you know what I mean? I'm sure, you know, that's what, you know, your intentions are, you know what I'm saying? To try to help the brother or, you know, everybody else around the brother, you know what I mean? I don't know. So that's it for that one, but I will, you know, ask the question as far as, you know, if there's an example of this in the scriptures, okay? What else we got, Tazal?
Okay, we got another question from Young Man Chance.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if he in the he usually is, but I'm not sure if he's in the classroom yet.
Is it in the chat?
No, this is from last week as well.
Oh, okay.
We missed a couple last week. I wanted to
Okay.
do them some justice.
What's not correct?
Any questions? He said there was a split in Israel. Would that be the Northern Kingdom?
I would need to know, you know.
Yeah, he should.
I need a scripture, you know, where you.
It's leaves in the pocket.
It's in the New Testament. I mean, the Old Testament too, where you know.
Yeah, you should scripture. I don't think he's in class right now.
I think it's also in the New Testament where Christ said the two sticks or whatever.
Right.
So it's all over. It's all over. It's in the scriptures where it's history, right?
Right.
That is history that, you know, that, you know, we split, okay? Yeah, and it was called, you know, the Northern and the Southern, right? So that's what when did that happen? The Assyrian captivity, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, without having, you know, a specific scripture that you are, you know, referring to, there was, you know, when the 12 tribes, pretty sure it was when when the Northern Kingdom made an allegiance with a king, and then there was only Judah, Benjamin, and half of the tribe of Levi left.
Cool.
Okay. What is that in the book of Kings?
Yeah, or Judges. One of them.
Right. But we definitely did separate for a while. And that was part of why, you know what I mean, Christ wanted to bring everybody back together. You know what I mean? What's the scripture with the two sticks? I think if we read that, you know what I mean, that'll kind of show us, you know, Christ bringing all 12 tribes back together. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Old Testament Ezekiel.
Because we definitely did, you know, and then after that, you know what I mean, Judah thought, you know what I mean, he was the stuff, and he turned around and went off, right? So we all went off. We all went off, but and that's why Christ was trying to bring everybody back together. Okay, like it's just like what we was just talking about, family. You know what I'm saying? This is not the first time in history that, you know, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians have, you know, been separated or divided. Okay, you got, you know what I mean, you know, certain tribes that, you know, right now today that think they, you know what I mean, they are the Mexicans, and then they love, what's that, Mother Teresa or whatever, what's that religion, Catholic, you know what I'm saying? And then you got, you know, Blacks, Hispanics. I mean, some Blacks, they think they're Baptist or whatever, you know what I mean? Like we divided, you know what I'm saying? And Christ, his whole mission was to bring us all back together. Okay. And that's, you know, this is not the first time we've been in this situation. Okay. But if he doesn't have, what you got?
Ezekiel.
Oh, where you at?
37 and 15.
37 and 15. Okay. Go ahead and get down.
Okay, the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37, verse 15. The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick, and write upon it for Judah, and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick, and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel, his companions.
Right. If you could, you know, that. So, you know, what happened is, like it said, for Judah, right?
Right.
Because at this time, this is where the split was, right? And Judah was the main tribe over Judah, Benjamin, and half of Levi, right? And then Joseph, who is the forefather of the Ephraimites, right? Joseph was over all the other tribes, okay? So this is what we're reading now, right? Is, how do I say it? This is a prophecy, right? That Judah, Benjamin, Levi, Simeon, Zebulun, Ephraim, Manasseh, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Naphtali, and Issachar, all 12 tribes were going to come together again, okay? Because we were separated, and that hasn't happened yet, right? Because we're still separated. We still don't know we're one family. You know, we still don't know we're one house, okay? And Zeke, the Lord told Zeke we were going, you know what I mean? Like this thing was going to happen. Okay. So, yes, you know, the so-called northern tribe, and which would have been under Joseph, and the so-called southern tribe, which would have been under Judah, were separated and still is, okay? And we're going to come back together though, okay? Ezekiel chapter 37 and verse 16, right? Moreover, thou son of man, take thee one stick and write upon it for Judah and for the children of Israel, his companions. Then take another stick and write upon it for Joseph, the stick of Ephraim, and for all the house of Israel and his companions. You see that? Like, so it's saying Judah and his companions, which would have been Benjamin and Levi, right? And then Joseph, Ephraim, and his companions would have been all the other tribes, right? So now, okay, you write names on these two sticks, then what, Itazal?
And join them to another into one stick, and they shall become one in thine hand. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by these? Say unto them, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, thus saith the Most High Power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side, and bring them into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all.
Most High in Christ. Give the Most High a hand for that, what he's going to do for us. You know what I'm saying? What the Lord is going to do for us. And guess what? It just, this Bible is a lie. Because did you catch what you read? I'll read it, okay? Here it is. Verse 18, Ezekiel 37 and 18. And when the children of thy people shall speak unto thee, saying, wilt thou not show us what thou meanest by this? That's what that brother just asked. What meanest by, what is this? You know what I'm saying? What's going on? And what it is, you know what I mean? When under Christ, okay, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are going to be one house again. We're going to be one family, Itazal. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I mean? Most High in Christ, man. This every time I read this book, you know what I'm saying? These records, these prophecies, right. it gives me I don't want to say hope, but you know what I mean? It gives me an understanding. It gives me a feeling of, you know what I mean? Like we're on the right track. You know what I'm saying? And here's something that I always at least try to bring out, especially when we go to camp.
Mm-hmm.
Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people are living in the earth today like we've already received what's the word? Like we've already got saved from our oppressor. You know what I mean? Like we're still, you know what I mean? Like Christ is not returned yet. Like people live in the earth today like Christ has already returned and everything is, good to go and we can rest. You know what I'm saying? Black people are trying to find rest, I.S.U.P.K. Hispanic people are trying to find rest. Why you think they come flying over here, on boats and underground tunnels and, you know what I mean? Like, in the sky, trying to get to America to, you know what I mean, live a better life and have rest. You know what I'm saying? When the scriptures say, this is not your peace. This is not your rest. You know what I mean? We should not be at rest, I.S.U.P.K. We should still be in full out war mode spiritually. You know what I'm saying? We're still we should still be trying to be disciples of Christ and waking up the lost 12 tribes of Israel and making us a house again. You know what I'm saying? One house, bringing all Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians together. And that's what we should be on. We should not be, individualizing ourselves, only concerned with our house. Black women should not only be concerned with their children, but they should also be concerned with the Mexican children, the Puerto Rican children. Okay. Black men should not only, be concerned about themselves and, how many women they can sleep with or, how high they can get, but they should be concerned with their brothers and sisters that like the scripture just said, that has been spread out. Okay. Verse Isaiah 37:21. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen. Okay. And that's what we do. We go out and we try to, what we tell our people to do when we go out there. What's the main thing we say to do, I.S.U.P.K.? Separate.
Oh, that too.
Right. You know what I mean? Separate. We go, that's all we say out there. You know what I mean? Like, stop doing this. Separate. You know what I mean? Stop celebrating Christmas. Stop celebrating Halloween. Separate, be holy. That's what we, you know what I mean? That's what we do. Okay. And say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone. Okay. Wherever, because he spread us out throughout the four corners of the earth. Right? And now Christ came and laid down the foundation for us to come back together. Okay? And we'll gather them on every side and bring them unto their own land. Until that happens, I.S.U.P.K, we should not be trying to rest. We got work to do. We got work to do, man. There's no rest right now. Now, I'm not saying you can't enjoy life. You're here, you're living, but do some work. You know what I mean? Do the Lord's work. Do his will. And his will is for this house to be one again. Okay? That's the work we need to be doing. That's where we should be at with it. And that's what we do when we go out here. We do these classes, okay? We go out to camp And it's because we're trying to do the Lord's work. Okay, we're trying to go ahead and fulfill these prophecies. You know what I mean? Like, the story's not over. Like, we are slap dab in the middle of history right now. You know what I'm saying? We're living the movie. Like, you know, and better, you know, we're living the movie right now. And how can you be like, you're in action? You should be doing something. You know what I mean? You got a role to play. So we should be, you know what I mean, like trying to bring this thing, these words that Ezekiel prophesied, we should be working towards that. You know what I'm saying?
If I could.
Go ahead.
And what's sad is people playing their role.
Yeah.
And not every character make it to the end of the movie.
Right. And like, yeah, I mean, so, you know, God has not chosen. I was just reading the other day where, you know, Christ told he prayed to the Father and said, thank you for not opening the eyes of the wise, you know what I mean? Or they would get this. You know, the Lord don't want everybody, man. So all we can do is go out here and prophesy and try to find. We're fishing right now. We're trying to find the ones that the Most High do want. You know what I mean? That's our job. Okay, bringing the ones that the Lord do want back into this house, because those are going to be the leaders of the house. You know what I'm saying? It's a big house, man. It's a big family. You know, we need a lot of, you know what I mean? So that's, you know, that's what we should be doing. That's what we are doing in the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. Okay. So, okay, that was for Chance, right? So hopefully that, you know what I mean, answers your question. Yes, we are the northern and southern, what you want to call northern and southern kingdoms, okay, are still divided. And, you know, until Christ returns, that's when, you know what I mean, we're definitely going to be under the same roof again. Okay. But if we don't have we got any more questions?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. This is Sister Sabrina Lloyd. Says, I have a question. Says, what if you have a significant other that I've changed their lives to live the right way, and it's teaching you to walk the right way, but criticize everything about you? Okay, I don't know, I might need a different phrasing of that, but she says, telling someone they doing wrong is different than criticizing. So I don't really understand the question.
Read it again.
It says, I have a question. What if you have a significant other that I've changed their lives?
Wait a minute. That she's changed their life? Okay, start from the top again. I won't interrupt you.
No, I mean, that's where I get hung up too. Like, I have a question. What if you have a significant other that I've changed their lives to live the right way, and it's teaching you to walk the right way, but criticize everything about you? I want to speculate.
Okay. Sound like she's saying the significant other is maybe in the truth and changing her life. I don't know.
Read it again. I have a question. What if you have a significant other that I've changed their lives? I don't know if she's saying that have changed their lives.
Okay, that have changed their lives.
That's what I would. You know what I'm saying? To live the right way.
Right.
And it's teaching you to walk. It's teaching you. So I'm guessing the you is her.
Right.
Would be her.
Mm-hmm.
To walk the right way, but criticize everything about you.
Right.
So
okay, I got you. I
think if that's what.
Right. So it sounds like, let's say, Sabrina. Okay, Sabrina. Her significant other. Let's just say this is the example because I'm not sure. You have a sister, right? And her husband finds the truth. Okay, he finds the truth. Now, he comes home and he brings the truth home. He's gonna make his house right now, right? You know what I mean? Because that's where it starts, right? And he's teaching you, he's telling you what you should and should not be doing. He's crying aloud, right? And you trying to get down with it. She trying to roll with him. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But every time she do something, he's criticizing.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know, I told you shouldn't be. This is the reason why I'm saying this. And sister, you know what I mean? Like, try to have some understanding with that brother, okay? But you know, if that is what's happening, you definitely want to sit down and try to, as calmly as possible and as openly as possible and honestly as possible, let him know, like, you want to roll with him, you down with it, but he might be moving a little fast for you. You know what I'm saying? Let him know, you know what I'm saying, that, you know what I mean, you want to learn, you want to get it, but you know, he might be rolling a little too hard and fast for you. Okay, because a lot of times the brothers come in, they find this truth, when they first find it,
They be hot.
woo! And the reason I'm saying it is because I get it. I came into this truth, and man, look at here, boy. When I got home, especially at the camp, oh my God, or at the class, you know what I mean? Like, I was wrong. For, you know what I mean? Like, I was really rough. I wasn't a good brother. Okay. So, you know, but that's why I say kind of, go ahead. Kind of bear with the brother, okay? Have some understanding with the brother, because he just, you know, he might be, you know, it's really, you be fired up as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian man when we first find this truth, man. We first find out, you know what I mean, how you're supposed to be operating in this earth. And like, because we live in this this hell that we're in, and we always felt like something was wrong, something's not right. And when you find out what it is, you know, you just want to make everybody fall in line. Like, it's the feeling like, okay, I fell in line, everybody else is going to fall in line just like I did, just as quick as I did, just as hard as I did. So I would definitely, you know what I mean, like I said, be patient with the brother. Don't take it like he is, you know, he might be, you know, being a little too rough, but just understand and know that he loves you. And that's why he is trying to get you right, because he don't want to see you wrong in front of the Most High God. So he's trying his best. He might be going a little too hard, but he's trying his best to get you right so he can feel safe that you are right, you know what I mean, in the eyes of the Most High. That's just love, okay? But like I said, sit down with the brother. Sit down with him and try to be as womanly as possible, okay? And sit down with the brother and really tell him, listen, I know you love the Most High. I know you know, you're trying to get right. And you're trying to get me right. You're trying to get your house right. But, you know what I mean? Just ask him to bear with you. You know what I mean? To give you, you know, a little time to grow and, you know what I mean, like, and understand, because I'm sure you got questions, you know what I'm saying, just like he got questions. So you definitely want to, you know, just sit down with the brother, you know what I mean, and have a real, have a, you know, a good conversation as a husband and wife, and just let him know you are with him, but, you know, you can't run as fast as he can, okay? You can't run as fast as he can, but you are in the race with him. You are in the fight with him, okay? Let's see. So, you know, if that helps you at all, but yeah, you know, definitely sit down with him and talk to him, and let him know, you know what I'm saying, that you definitely feel like you're on the right track with him. It's just you can't run as hard and as fast as he can, okay? And if he is in the truth, if he is in the school, you know what I mean, like, you know, you could even, you know, try to have like a marriage counselor or something set up, you know, where, you know, because, you know, sometimes that third party helps for the other individual to actually open their ears and hear what you're trying to say and get your point of view, okay? So hopefully that, you know, that'll help you with that. But definitely, you know what I mean? I know when most brothers, when they first find this truth, we be on fire, you know what I mean? Like, and we, you know, and it's almost like you feel like, because when you finally find the truth, you feel like, now I got to make up for, you know, the rest of my life when I was messing up. I got to make up for all that. And we try to go real hard and fast. And, you know, if we got loved ones with us, sometimes we go too hard or too fast and they can't keep up. So there's a line, there's a fine line on, you know, being a warrior out at camp and in the classes, and, you know, how you operate at home, okay? So, you know, you definitely just, you know, want to sit down with the brother for sure, and be, you know, as sweet and as loving as possible, and just let him know you're with him, but, you know what I mean, you can't run as hard and as fast as he can, okay? You got anything else?
Honestly, like, she's responding, but it sounds like something she needs to take the counsel. So.
Okay, that's what I told her, you know what I mean? Like, if he's in the school, I'm not sure, because, you know, right, I don't know if you're in the school or not, but if you're in the school, you definitely, you know, now we have a government, okay? We have we have our own judicial system, and it's called, you know, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. You can call, you know, tell that, you know, brother, listen, I love you, baby, but I think we need to, you know, have a marriage counsel. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said before, I don't know if he was in here, but sometimes it takes that third party for the brother or the sister actually hear what the other, you know, the other one's saying. You know, because sometimes we just don't listen. I hear what you're saying, but I'm not listening. You
right.
know?
I gotta hear from you.
Right.
Not you.
So, right. So, you know, sometimes it just takes that third perspective, okay? And that's why we have this, you know, thing set up the way we do in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. This is the truth and the home of the truth, and, you know, thanks to the Most High and Christ for, you know, what Commanding General YAHANNA was able to hold down for us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go ahead. You got anything else? That's it? Okay. So, you know, like I was bringing out earlier, right? I like Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians feel like this, you know what I mean? Like, instead of
Oh, it's lucky.
Go ahead.
If I could, just
Go
real
ahead.
quick. Like you said, you know, neither of us know if she's in the truth. I don't even know if her husband's in the truth, but she might not understand what we mean by counsel.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So you would call the nearest school and request a counsel. You know what I'm saying? Call the nearest I.S.U.P.K school. If you're in Florida, you can call 561-600-8875. And you'll get in touch with the school, and you can, you know, let them know you in classes, and you know what your situation is. Every situation is different, so you just explain what you're going through. Let them know that you want counsel. I mean, if you want counsel for yourself, or if you want marital counsel, which would involve you and your husband, but you want to call and talk to somebody who can get you the direct help you need.
Mm-hmm. That's it. Right. So, I wanted to bring out how Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians just, there's no fight in us anymore. You know what I mean? All we want to do is, or this, what we feel like we should be doing is just working a job, taking care of our house, having a nice house, a nice car, money in the bank, right? And be able to just relax and rest, right? When just think about it like this, okay? It was only about 500 years ago that we came over here on slave ships. And when we got off those ships like Isupk, it was a fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no, you know what I mean? Like, we didn't want to work for free and pick cotton for free. You know what I'm saying? Right. We was fighting against that. And it just got to a point where we lost the fight. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, they broke our backs, put us in order, and ever since, you know what I'm saying? We just been like, okay, that's it. We lost the fight. The fight is not over. Okay? The fight for true freedom is not over. Right. The fight to get what we just read in the book of Ezekiel, this is what we should want in America, or in Puerto Rico and Cuba or in Jamaica, all the places that we're at, this is what we should want. We just read it in the book of Ezekiel, chapter 37 and verse 21. Say unto them, thus saith the Lord God, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and gather them on every side, and bring them unto their own land. Until we get our own land, until the Lord has brought us together, we should be fighting. This is what we're supposed to be fighting for. Right. We're not supposed to be fighting for a new house and a new car and a 401k. Right. We're not supposed to be fighting for that. We're supposed to be fighting for our own land. To be, you know what I mean? Like, I know it, we lost the sight. You know how you have a what do they call it? Like, you got a goal, an objective. Yeah. Right. We lost sight of it. We was running, you know what I mean, trying to get back to our homeland. We used to sing the songs in the slave field, old chariot, swing down low, you know what I mean, so we can get the hell up out of here, right? We lost sight of the finish line. And you know what I mean? We running. And as we're running, guess what showed up in front of us? Now, the finish line is down there, but guess what showed up in front of us? A new house, a new car, 401k. And we decided to stop and turn into that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Instead of keep running, instead of keep fighting for our own land, our own continent. You know what I'm saying? Not our own lot with a house on it, and a car in the driveway, and a bank account. We settled, we settled. And I'm here to tell you, Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, even though you settled, it's not enough. You gotta, it's not gonna be suffice. You know what I'm saying? It's not gonna profit you or your children or your children's children. That, house and that car and that 401k, that's not, as a family member of this house, you should want a continent, your own land, not what do they call them? Plots. They call it a plot where you have, it could be 1,000 by 1,000 square foot plot land with a house on it, and a car, and you got money in the bank. That's not the end goal. The end goal, Ezekiel broke it down to you right here, what your end goal should be, and that is your own land. Okay, so let's go to the book of Micah, chapter 2 and verse 10. Okay, and I want to bring out a few scriptures. Okay, where this is not our rest. This is not, for one thing, this is not our rest. Okay, and this is not, you have not reached, you know what I mean, the pinnacle of what the Most High God has for us. You know how like they preach in the churches, you know what I mean, prosperity, and you know what I mean, getting a car and a house, and you know what I mean, like that church is the worst thing on the planet, for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Not only does it teach us to settle for less than what our God actually has for us and intend for us, but it just also teaches you to be a good slave. You know what I mean? It teaches you to be a good slave in white society. And I drive around when I'm at work and stuff, or in my home. I fantasize and think about Black people, this whole thing being flipped. I was going to call you today. I'm going to go ahead and say, I was going to call you today or text you or something. And because I saw you had you was drawing something, right? So I'm driving through the city, and I'm looking at Esau's kingdom. And it hit me. I said, I desire to draw a picture depicting how his kingdom looks, but with Black people driving a nice car, being happy, smiling, laughing, and eating, and white people behind the counter serving. White people walking with a thing down the road to pick up trash. You know what I mean? Like just flip the whole thing, like make a big, like a picture, a whole scene of a city, down in City Place. We go down there and it's like white people everywhere, and they're all having fun. Who's bringing the food and doing this, that, and the third? Niggas. So I wanted you to make a picture where like Black people sitting and laughing, dressed how we dress, you know what I mean? And white people, serving, and Chinese people, have a little mixture of them, you know what I mean? And them, you know what I mean? Like, and give that to Black people. Let them start actually visually seeing what God has for us.
That's why I drew that picture that was drawn.
Right. That was of Christ, right?
Yeah.
Right.
With the little children.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, because all we've ever seen, I was talking to my little cousin, like all the little kids that's in my, I'm staying at my aunt's house. There's, a bunch of little kids there. And all of them running around, you know what I'm saying? And when you talk about certain things, and when they hear certain things, they think of white people. You know what I'm saying? We talk about Jesus, they think of a white boy, you know what I'm saying? So it influenced me to kind of just like redraw all the things that you read about in the Bible and see in the Bible, you know what I'm saying? The things you see in the Bible, but put it with a accurate depiction of who it is, of what's being in those scriptures. So I drew that picture, you know what I'm saying, as a start. Like, this is what Christ looked like. This is how it would look if you was to read that scripture. You know what I'm saying? You see the little children around him, and they all got nappy hair. And they all got, so-called Puerto Ricans and Native Indians and, you know what I'm saying,
Right.
Haitian kids around
Right,
him.
right.
You know what I mean?
No, that's definitely, you know what I mean? Like, I saw the picture, and that's why I kind of, in my mind, it took it to another level. Because I saw what you was doing. And I was like, that's, you know what I mean? That's hardcore. But then I said, man, just imagine if you took and did like a whole setting, like, you know what I mean? Like what we see all the time, you know, and let them see that. Right. Let them actually just at least start seeing pictures of black people being, you know, the leading class and white people serving, picking up trash, you know, just a picture. You know what I mean? Like, they might be like, where's that place at? You know what I mean? Where's that place at? Because I want to go there. You know what I mean? Let us start seeing, at least having a depiction, because guess what? They're never going to see it on TV. They're never going to see it in the church. You know what I mean? Like, so we have to start at least giving them a visual, like you were doing. Start giving them a visual depiction of what the kingdom of heaven looks like. Because especially when we go to camp, brothers be like, the kingdom of heaven, you know what I mean? Like, and people don't, like, in their minds, they don't get the picture, you know. They just think you saying like, what is the kingdom of heaven? What are you talking about? You have to, kingdom of heaven as black people, you know what I mean? Like, we say it, you know, ruling the earth, but it's kind of hard to just picture it in your mind. But if you drew a picture and let them see it, it's almost like watching a movie. And just, you know, because that's how we get brainwashed for the most part. Like, watching movies, is, man, white people, white people, you know. What if it was black people, you know, like, and showing us living and doing the stuff we do, like dressing and make it look so wonderful, you know, we clean to the T, you know, we got the head, you know what I mean? Like, but we're not, you know, we're not killing people and being, you know, assassins and all, you know, like we're being righteous and, you know, good, just loving God and just doing what he say and reaping the benefits of that. Just by doing what God said, we can reap benefit. There's benefits to just keeping the laws. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine that? There's benefits to just keeping the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? Go ahead.
You know what's scary about that? When you see that picture, they're going to say, that's anti-Semitic.
Oh, man.
They go like, that's racist.
And it's not, because white people show it all the time. Like, it's like, how can it be racist? Well, okay, Chinese people make Chinese movies. Yeah. It is nothing but Chinese people in there. Like, you go watch a Chinese movie.
Rush Hour.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, one. That's what I was gonna say. Like, if you watch a Chinese movie, there might be one black person, you know, just passed by somehow, you know, serving something or whatever. You know what I mean?
And he's a dummy.
Right.
He's the dummy.
Yeah. So you know what? And that's so crazy, like, to be set up in this society. You know, the white man hate blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians, because you can't even dream or imagine you being, you know, in a good position in the earth.
The hero.
Just to think of it, just to imagine it, like, you got to go to jail.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
The only way you starring in the movie as the lead is if it's a movie about selling drugs or being a gangster.
It can't just be, you know, like, you know how white people make movies where it's just a wonderful life. You know, they're going on vacation and wonderful. You can't be that. You know what I mean? Like, this world, if that stuff, if it's not right in front of your face that the white man hates you, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what else, you know, it's gonna take. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to figure it out. That's why I told I I came up with the picture thing. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what's it going to take for Black and Hispanics to understand, like what the Lord has for us and what we should be, where we should be. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy.
I mean, and look at any Kevin Hart movie.
Right.
Any Kevin Hart movie, he's the dummy.
Yeah.
He with some white dude who's playing him,
and he's got to be, you know what I mean? Yeah.
And don't have not a single athletic or strong bone in his body. You know what I'm saying? Like every single movie, you think that's just coincidence? You think that's just a character?
No, that's how they want you to see yourself.
That's how they want you to see yourself.
That's how they want you to see yourself. And believe it or not, it's like you said, it's not a coincidence. They know what they're doing mentally to you. You don't know.
Right.
So we got to come out here in the Israelite School, Universal and Practical Knowledge, and give visual depictions, verbal depictions, and show Black people what they're supposed to be doing, how they're supposed to be living, and you know what I mean, who their God is. Okay.
Right. Combat that.
Yes.
And then like another thing, if I may, you know what I'm saying, like how all these so-called friends of Kyrie Irving, you know what I'm saying, when they refuse to even just to be mutual. You know what I'm saying? Like they all refuse just to be mutual. They gotta go against the brother. But then you turn around and check their track record and what they've done. You got all of LeBron James, Shaquille O'Neal, what's the other one? Charles Barkley. Dressing up like women, begging the white man for everything. You know what I'm saying? I mean, dressing up like women though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you are the least masculine person in all of niggerdom.
Yeah. And
you got the nerve to talk about what Kyrie Irving doing and what he's saying.
Yes.
Not to mention, Shaquille O'Neal took a picture with the I.S.U.P.K.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, they need to take that down.
Shoot, it's a good thing because he was in all black, bigging up the I.S.U.P.K, taking pictures like, yeah, we the Israelites.
Oh, I didn't know. I just saw the picture.
Yeah, but got the nerve to say that Kyrie's wrong for saying that.
That's what I'm saying. That's crazy. Like in one breath, you getting down. They need to put that is tell the white man that Shaquille O'Neal being anti-Semitic. He's with the Jews. Look at it. He's with the Israelites. You know.
Hey, look at this man. He with the Israelites. And I think you told me this, or maybe it was off Stove Shop. He got that movie, that same movie that Kyrie Irving was talking about. They played it at a movie theater that he owns. Oh wow. No, I didn't know that. That same exact movie that everybody calling Kyrie Irving anti-Semitic about. He has a movie theater. He has a string of movie theaters across the country. And in those movie theaters, he's playing that movie. Yeah, that's crazy. He's playing that movie. That's crazy. Well, the biggest thing about it is Kyrie Irving didn't make that movie. He's not selling that movie. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Will the white man say that, white people are being hateful towards black people if they show the movie Roots? Sure. You know what I mean? Is that anti-Semitic? Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. But yeah, I mean, let's go ahead and go to the book. You got Micah. Yes, sir. Chapter 3, 2 and 10. 2 and 10, yeah. I just want to bring out our people, you know what I mean? This is not our rest, you know what I'm saying? This is not the time to, to just there's never been a time, for the past 500 years for us to, just lay down, you know what I'm saying? And we just gave up and decided, you know what I mean? Like if you can't beat them, join them, right? That's where most blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people are at today. That's where Shaquille O'Neal is at. That's where Charles Barkley is at. You know what I'm saying? If you can't beat them, join them. You know what I mean? Well, I'm gonna keep fighting to the end. Okay, I got a secret weapon. You know what I mean?
It's called, you know what I mean, the Most High,
Right.
Christ. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got a secret weapon. Okay.
Stronger than the nuke.
It's like, you watch football game and it look like that team's getting beat. They you know what I mean, and then last minute, you know what I mean, they kick the field goal or whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's what we're gonna do, man. It's gonna be the last minute.
They got a quarterback sneak.
Right, or something, you know what I mean? And we gonna take this thing to the highs, take it to the highs. Back to our homeland, you know what I mean? Okay. So go ahead and read that for me.
The book of Micah, chapter 2, verse 10.
Mm-hmm.
Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. Because it is polluted, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. And
that's where we're at. You know what I mean? Like we have to depart, separate, okay, from you know what I mean? For this is not your rest. Okay, this place is polluted, Itazar.
Right.
You know what I mean? All they teach is what goes against our power. Pork is the other white meat. Shrimp, crab, and lobster is a delicacy.
Right.
Homosexuality is an alternative lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like love is love. You know what I'm saying? What's it? Do they have certain slogans for like interracial relationships? Do they have a slogan for that?
Love is love.
Love is love. Yeah. So, just all these things, the law is done away with. You know what I mean? This place is polluted. This is not your rest. Okay. We need to, still be fighting to get out of this destruction that we're in. Okay. Okay. Because it tells you right here, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. Okay. Like this destruction that comes out of settling and, joining America is, AIDS, monkeypox, being shot in the streets 60 times in the back by police officers. You know what I'm saying? Dying with a police officer knee on your neck. Okay. Joining this place is nothing but destruction for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We came over here on slave ships, Itazar. We should be trying to get the heck out of here. Like, do y'all remember we came here on slave ships? And just think about that, Itazar. We came here on slave ships. And somehow we've gotten to the point where we're like, yeah, okay, I'll just stay here. It's like being kidnapped.
Right.
Like somebody kidnap you, take you into their house or take you somewhere, you know what I mean? And you've been there so long, you just don't got used to it. And you're just like, yeah, whatever. Stop. Then they take the chains off and you don't even run. You're just like, I'm good. I'm good right here.
You know what? I actually love this man.
Right.
Stockholm syndrome.
You know what I mean? Like, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be eating pork right now.
Yeah.
I love this guy.
You know what? If he didn't kidnap me and bring me into his house, I probably wouldn't have a home.
Right.
This is all right.
That's where we at, Itazar. We were kidnapped, brought over here on slave ships. And just because it's been how many generations, you think? I mean, because we die fast. I mean, we die fast. So
that's at least 200 generations.
500 years?
500 years.
Okay, so yeah.
30 years. It's about 30 years per generation.
I would say a little bit more than that. I mean, I would say like 60 maybe. At least give a nigga 60.
No, because what it is it's basically like the time frame between which people have children, right? On average, people have children around, between the ages of 20 and 30, 35.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it's like that's the generation.
Okay. All right. So basically, I mean, okay. But so many, just like we read a little while ago, like your children should ask you what ye this means, you know what I mean? Like what is going on? And we've forgotten everything. Mm-hmm. We have forgotten everything, you know what I mean? Like all we know now to tell our kids is to celebrate Halloween or Christmas or Thanksgiving, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
when, you know what I mean? Like, we should be still trying to get out of our kidnapper's house. Okay? We should still be trying to get out of, you know, we should be trying to get back home. Okay? Because this is not our rest, man. This is not our home. This is not our rest. Okay? And that's, you know what I mean? Like, trying to get Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people to understand that is the fight that we're up against. You know what I'm saying? To have them, you know, actually not be satisfied with what America has to offer. You know what I'm saying? Forget what America has to offer and fight for what the Most High God has to offer you. You know what I'm saying? And that is a whole continent, a whole land, you know what I'm saying? With your own government, laws, you know what I mean? Statues, you know what I'm saying? Culture, everything black. Like that song y'all made, right? Everything black, okay?
That ain't out yet. You just leaked it.
Okay, well, there's a song that says black. Okay.
Spoiler alert.
All right, let's yeah. And also, you know what I mean? Like I said, we seeking peace, right? We want some rest. Okay. But like I said earlier, like it's not over. Christ hasn't returned yet. How are you resting? How are you at peace? You know what I'm saying? The story's not over. Let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 12. Okay. Luke chapter 12. No more questions or nothing going on?
Oh yeah, I misspoke too. 16 generations since the start of the transatlantic.
It's been 16 generations?
Roughly.
That's not a lot, man. That's like yesterday.
Yeah.
And it only took 16 generations for us to, even less than that, because we've been, you know what I mean? Like,
scattered.
No, we've been like, gave up.
Oh yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? We've been said, you know what I mean? I'll just take this house and this car and I'm good. You know what I mean? Like, we stopped fighting a long time ago, Itazar.
Really, if I could, it kind of started when niggas started thinking they could just go up north. They traveled north,
right?
To
get away from the torture of the white man down, the southern white man,
right?
And you know what I mean? Like they say, okay, maybe the northern white man will treat me a little better. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, I mean, we lost sight. We lost sight of what we really wanted, and our expectations got blurred from getting back to our homeland to just having 40 acres and a mule. It went from trying to get back to Israel to just having 40 acres and a mule right here. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at, man. We still have to fight. This is not your rest, okay? This is not our rest. If you Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian, this is not your rest. And don't listen. You have to come into the school, because I'm not saying go out and fight every day and because we just but wait, just live right. Live how your God. That's the fight. Like Commander General YAHANNA say, the biggest fight you're gonna have is with yourself. Right. You gotta fight yourself not to smoke cigarettes. You gotta fight yourself not to sleep with another nation of people. You gotta fight yourself not to eat pork. You know what I mean? So that's the fight we should be in. And we have to teach our kids to fight. Right. You know what I'm saying? And if we keep doing it, maybe it'll only take a couple of generations for us to get back to where we're supposed to be, since it took 16 generations for us to get to where we're at now. We got to turn this thing around. You know what I'm saying? We got to make it normal. We got to fight to make it normal amongst Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that we just don't eat pork. We just don't eat shrimp. We just don't deal with other families. You know what I'm saying? We you know what I mean? We keep the Passover. We don't do Halloween. We got to make those things normal. You know, like have your kids be like, you know what I mean? What is Halloween? You know, and if you see somebody else doing it, he look at them crazy, like, what are they doing, Pops? You know, what is that about? You know what I mean? Pops, when is the Feast of Unleavened Bread, man? You know, I'm ready to, you know what I'm saying? Like, that should be normal. You know what I'm saying? Where's the Passover? Because, you know, like, if you take your kids to the Passover and they see that, they're going to look forward to that next, you know, it'll be, you know what I mean? It'll be like October or something. They'd be like, Pops, where's the Passover? I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, they're going to be thinking about that all year. Just like they think about Christmas all year, they'll be thinking about the Passover. You know, we got to make that normal. And the only way we can do that is start with the fight starts with you. And then somebody see how you fighting and how strong you are. Like the sister said earlier, you know what I mean? Like, her man's fighting. And he expect her to fight as hard as he is. Not everybody fight is the same. So he might have to, you know what I mean? Like, just let up on her a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But still coach her to fight, you know, show her, you know what I mean? Like, this is how it's done, you know what I'm saying? I can show you better than I can tell you, you know what I'm saying? So we have to keep fighting, you know what I mean? All right, so let's read Luke chapter 12, verse 51. Luke 12 and 51.
The book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 51. I suppose ye that I am come to give peace on earth. I tell you, nay, but rather division.
Right, we go to camp, right? And we try to divide, right?
Right.
Separate from white culture. Separate from Christmas. Separate from Halloween. Okay? You know what I mean? Don't be at peace with these things. You know what I'm saying? Fight that. Okay? Fight, you know, eating pork. Fight sleeping with another family, you know, outside of your race. You know what I'm saying? Keep going.
Verse 52. For from henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother, the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law.
Right. And that's what's going to happen when you start fighting again, right? You know what I'm saying? Right. You go home and now you got this fight about yourself, and you know what I mean? And it's almost like what the sister was saying, right? The brother got that fight. Her fight might not be, you know what I mean? So it may be a division there. And that's why I said, you know what I mean? Like I told him, you got to go to counsel, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? And learn to fight, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what it is. Christ didn't come, when Christ does return, and when he did come the first time, it was no be at peace with, you know what I mean, whoever and whatever. It was, this is how it is. And if somebody's not with it, then, you know what I mean, separate. You know what I mean? And that's where we have to be at, man. We have to start fighting. And the fight, like I said earlier, starts with yourself. You have to, you know what I mean, take on this fight. And, you know, and then listen, when somebody else see the fight that you have, if they be a true follower of Christ, they'll see and hear your words, right? And they'll follow you. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we need to be doing, man. We can't be at ease in this place. Okay, we have to start fighting, you know what I mean, for what Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are supposed to be doing and living in this earth. and that is, serving the black God. Okay, we have to start keeping these laws, statutes, and commandments that are contained in our records. We have to start living the way our power told us to live. You know what I'm saying? We can't give up, man. We can't. It's not. You know what I mean? Like, this is not time. To rest. You know what I'm saying? You have to keep fighting, man. This is something that, you know what I mean? Like, you want to be, you know what I mean? Like, this is not all, you know what I mean? Like, we should want more. We should definitely want more. You know what I'm saying? We should want more than just, a house, a car, and a 401k. We should want rulership. We should want to be able to dwell safely, you know what I'm saying, without worrying that we're going to get shot. Your son, what kind of feeling that is? Sometimes you just think to yourself, I wonder if my son's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I wonder if my, daughter's okay. You know what I mean? Because of the rulers, the people that rule this land. You have to wonder if they're okay. You know what I'm saying? When if black people rule, you know what I mean, you would not have to worry about that. You know what I'm saying? The whole, what does it say? The earth will rejoice when the righteous are in rulership. You know what I'm saying? Even the trees, you know what I'm saying? So, that's what we should be trying to do, man. We can't be satisfied with this place, Itazal. We can't be satisfied with, America and, booty shaking videos, you know what I mean? And just all the craziness that is in the earth today. We need to be fighting, for black rulership. Okay. So let's go to if there's nothing in the chat, let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 34. Because there is no peace here. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
There is no peace here, man. Like, black people, when have we ever had peace in America? Or when is, Hispanics ever had peace in Mexico? Or peace over in Puerto Rico? Or peace in Cuba? Peace in Jamaica? There's never been no peace. You know what I mean? As long as Esau is running the earth, there will be no peace. You know what I'm saying? And for surely there's no peace in this wicked land right here, America. Okay? There's no peace here. Okay? So go ahead and read that.
Book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
And that's what it's going to take, you know what I mean, for us to get peace. Like, we have to, you know what I mean, Christ is going to have to come and destroy, this society that rules the earth right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, Christ ain't coming to, looking for peace. So why are we looking for peace? You know what I'm saying? In this place. Right. You know what I'm saying? The only peace is going to come is when Christ comes and destroy this place. Then we can have peace. Right. So you should not be at peace or at ease with, you know what I mean, what Esau has created here. Pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, and live your best life. You know what I mean? Like, you should not be at peace with this place because you came over here as a slave.
And it's that simple.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, you came over here as a slave and now you're at peace when Christ is not even at peace with this place. But you came here as a slave, and I understand, I got to tell you, I understand. It's hard. The white man has whipped us. I mean, he has whipped us to who wouldn't, who wouldn't give up? He has whipped us, and he's still whipping us. The white man is still whipping blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians today. But his whip is economic economical, like being economically disadvantaged. Okay.
See what I mean by that?
Wow. Oh man, that's crazy. That is crazy. Like y'all say, he get paid off all that. You know what I mean? But yeah,
I'll share them. Pull it.
yeah. But yeah, we shouldn't be at peace. We shouldn't be at peace, man. We should not be at peace with this place. You know what I'm saying? What the white man has to offer, because like I said, he is not at peace with you. You know what I mean? The white man is not at peace with black people. He's not at peace with Hispanic people. He's not at peace with Native Indian people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
What does the scripture say? War is in his heart.
Right.
Okay. This is not your rest, black man, Hispanic man, Native Indian man. There's no peace here. Okay. And Christ is not at peace with this place. Okay. So we have to now, not being at peace with this place means what, Isupk? What does it mean for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians not to be at peace with this place?
It means separate from them.
Right. Like it's like if you got a house, right? You live in this house, and then somebody busts in your house and start taking over your house, and like let's say you didn't smoke in your house.
Right.
Now somebody come to your house and they're like, nah, man, you got to be able to smoke in here. And they, you know what I mean? Like at first you fighting it. Oh man, you can't smoke it. You know what I mean? It's a fight. Then after a while, before you know it, you just like, they smoking, you don't even say nothing. You just watch the TV or something. You know what I mean? Like you just, gave up. And that's what we gave up, Isupk, and we gotta. So not being at peace with this place means this: to not accept the cultural things that they do. Don't celebrate Christmas, right? I'm not at peace with Christmas. That's not my rest. Don't be gay. That's not my rest. I can't rest up on that and think, you know what I mean? Like, because a lot of people, they be gay just so they can, like get ahead. Can you believe that? You will be gay just because you think it's going to make people love you more, make you think, you get a better job, get that position, the white man to accept you, you know what I mean? Like, no, that's not my peace, man. I'd rather not have that job and be spiritually at war with you than to, accept anything that's going to go against my law, statutes, and commandments, go against my God. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to be at peace with you and go against my God. You know what I mean? I'd rather be at war with you, spiritually. Okay. I'd rather be at war with you. Okay. What war am I waging on you? I'm not spending money with you at Christmas time. I'm not spending money with you, at Thanksgiving time. I'm not, you know what I mean? I'm not spending money on your drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm not spending money on your white women. You know what I'm saying? I'm at war with you. I'm separating from you. You know what I'm saying? This is not my peace. You won't get nothing from me. You know what I mean? I'll fight everything that you are about so I can have what my God represent, what he's about. You know what I'm saying? This place is not our rest. This is not our peace. We have to be spiritually at war, okay? We have to spiritually separate ourselves from this culture, okay? And all that takes is coming into this school, learning how to operate. Like this sister that asked the question, I pray to the Most High that, you know what I mean, they are in the school, and if not, they come into the school and learn how they supposed to be living in the earth. Because that's really the bottom line, man. How is niggers and wetbacks and Native Indians, how are you supposed to be living in the earth? What are you supposed to be doing? Okay, it's not smoking cigarettes. It's not popping Marleys. It's not, you know what I mean, like being gay. What are you supposed to be doing? Okay, and the Bible will teach you how you're supposed to be living in your house, right? Because just because Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people are not living by the rules of the house, don't mean they're not in the house. They're in this family. They just, you know what I mean, out of order in the family. They're not following the rules of, you know, they're not following the household rules. Okay, they're out of order, and we got to get back in order. That's all it is. We just got to get back in order, man. And if we do that, something amazing is going to happen. You know, I said, I'm going to say this at camp. You know, tell Black people, do you want to see something amazing happen? You want to see something that has never happened in the earth before? Something like really astronomical? You want to see like 1 million spaceships show up in the sky? You know what I'm saying? Guess what? You got the power to make that happen. All you got to do is follow these laws. You got the power to make something so amazing happen on this planet that has never happened before. All you got to do is follow the laws of this Bible. Follow these laws, and something astronomical will happen that has never happened before. How many ships it says going to crack the sky?
100 million?
100. What is it? 10 million?
I think 100 million.
100 million, something like that. Like, can you imagine that? You want to see that in your life? Keep these laws, statutes, and commandments. Something wonderful and great can happen in the earth. Okay? And it starts by you fighting again. It starts by you not being at rest with this place. Okay, and like I wanted to break out earlier, you know what I mean? Like, that fight doesn't mean you can't like enjoy your life still a little bit, you know what I mean? What's there not to enjoy just by not eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster? Now you can't enjoy life because you can't eat a pork chop sandwich?
My life is over.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, your life is over just because you can't smoke something? Your life is over just because you can't sleep with a white woman or a white man? No, man. Just listen. There's more fun. This Bible, living according to this culture right here, is more fun than the white man's culture. You know what I mean? We got this. This culture gives you holidays where you celebrate for like 7 days straight. Like, you tell me, give me a holiday where Esau does that. Like this culture, there's more, you know, life to be lived in this culture than it is, you know what I mean, in Esau's culture. You know what I'm saying? So you just have to fight and come and learn how to live in the earth as a Black, Hispanic, or Native Indian. Come learn how to live in your house. You know what I'm saying? Come learn how to live in your house. Okay? And we'll teach you right here in the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. All right? So we'll go to the book of Numbers, okay? Chapter 21. Verse 14. Numbers 21 and 14. Okay, and these are precepts, okay, to show Black people, Hispanic people, and Native Indian people. 21 and 14. How and why this is not your rest. How you're supposed to be living in the earth. Okay, how you're supposed to be operating, how to serve the Black God, how to live in the house, this family, okay? Numbers 21 and 14. Wherefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Most High, what he did in the Red Sea, in the brooks of Iran. Is that Iran? Arnon, Salakia. Okay? Like God, even the Most High God is a God of war. You know what I'm saying? Like if you, and he goes to war. What does he go to war for, Itazar? Like he goes to war for you. Right. He will kill everybody and everything for you. Okay? When you are not at peace and you serve God, he'll go to war for you. So you can have peace. So you can have rest. You know what I'm saying? Our power will kill and go to war for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But how is he going to go to war for you if you're not ready to fight? How are you going to be at war if you don't even want to fight? Like you, there's no sense in going to war because you're not fighting. You're not ready to fight. And right now, all of this is a spiritual war. It's not like you got to pick up a gun and go out here and fight white people or Chinese people or East Indian people or Arabs. All you have to do is live a certain way. Mentally, spiritually. Love a certain people. Hate another people. Now, when I say hate, it's relative. You know what I'm saying? I don't mean, okay, because when I say hate, people are going to think of the white man's hate. Hanging people by trees and shooting them down. The hate that I'm speaking of is just preferring my people or preferring these laws, preferring my God over something else. You know what I'm saying? If it looks like to you, by me not celebrating Christmas, I hate white people, well, then that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm not celebrating Christmas. Okay? I'm at war. I'm fighting. And if I get enough brothers and sisters to fight with me, the Most High is going to come and join the fight. Right. And lay them all down, okay? And we could just, you know what I mean, go right over them. Okay? So, you know what I mean? Like, we should be mentally at war. Mentally. And the only reason we have to be that way is because we've been taught something else. You know what I mean? Like, it's not easy to been raised to celebrate Christmas and Thanksgiving and all these things your whole life, no matter how long your life is, you know what I mean? And then, okay, now I have to stop. Now I have to change. Now I have to do this. Now, because there's some of these things out here in the world that was delicious and good. And you know what I mean? Like tuna. That was my thing, man. Tuna was, I'm sitting in class, you know, early in my, you know, in my career here. And can I say, you know, the conversation just came up in the Sabbath service that, you know, about tuna. I think I had just ate tuna that day or that night, you know what I mean? And tuna's unlawful. No sweat. From that moment, I didn't eat tuna no more. You know what I'm saying? That's a fight. You know what I mean? Because I remember what it tastes like. You know what I'm saying? That junk was, you know what I mean? And now I can't have it? Okay, I'll do it because guess what? I want to make that wonderful thing happen that the earth has never seen. And that is 100 million chariots crack the sky and put black people on society on top. You know what I mean? Have us. I can't get that picture out of my mind. Like just a whole city. Just imagine all of the city place down there. The whole setting just a whole bunch of brothers with headpieces, with fringes, and looking good. I mean, everybody, mwah, you know what I mean? Sisters looking fly with long dresses, and you know what I mean? Like, and randomly white people, you know, scattered here and there behind the counter. Can I take your order? Or, you know what I mean, bringing me out, you know what I mean? Like, or walking down the street cleaning, you know what I mean? I can't get that picture out of my mind, man, when it came into my mind today, you know, after looking at that picture you was drawing. That's what, you know what I mean? That's what I want. Like, that's in my mind. That's in my psychic now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to keep these laws, statutes, and commandments and fight for that to happen. Fight. That's the fight. Just keeping these laws. Just doing what our God said to do. That's the fight, man. You don't have to pick up no gun. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do none of that. All you have to do is live how the Most High God said you're supposed to live. Okay, separate yourself from white Jesus. Separate yourself from God loves everybody. Separate yourself from Halloween and Christmas, okay? And you know what I mean? Like, your life will just change, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's spiritually, you know what I'm saying? But it's a fight, you know what I'm saying? You can't be at peace with this place. We can't be at peace with this place, Itazal. All right. Did we do? Let's go to Luke 22 and 36. Nothing in the chat.
Well, we have time.
We have the time.
It's a question.
Well, we got a question.
Yeah. Come. You want me to read it?
Mm-hmm.
Says Salaki, can I have a understanding to Hebrews 1 and 7, sister by your not?
Hebrews 1 and 7. Bubbity. I'm saying Christ.
Yes. The book of Hebrews.
Well, you might have to start up, right? It's a short chapter.
Start at 5.
Okay.
Or actually, I was gonna start at 3.
Shit, man. So start at 1. Try to just go through it real quick.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 1, verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
God, who at sundry times and in diverse men, God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, had in these last days spoken unto his Son, us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds, who being the brightness of his glory, in the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, when he had by himself purged our sins, sat down on the right hand of the majesty on high.
So just quick on that, I told you earlier, man, when I read it, this book is wonderful to me. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you know, this is talking about Christ. You know what I'm saying? It has last days. Okay. We don't have a point. Okay. Salakia. First, who had in this last days spoken unto us by his Son, and that's Christ. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, the Most High. You know what I mean? Christ only spoke his words, right? Whom he had appointed heir to all things. Okay, so now Christ is going to rule the earth. Okay, by whom also he made worlds. Okay, so that's talking about like in the beginning, right? Okay. When the Most High said, you know what I'm saying, Christ gave the order. who being the brightness of his glory and the express image in his person, okay, and uphold all things by the word of his power, okay. So, you know what I mean? Like the words of the Most High is, you know, how Christ operated and what he did, you know what I'm saying? When he had by himself purged our sins. So Christ is the only one who, you know, gave, you know, he sacrificed himself so blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians can come back, you know what I mean, and get the the salvation, okay. And after Christ did that, okay, he sat down on the right hand of the Majesty on high, okay. Go ahead.
Okay. On to verse 5. It's like it. Verse 4.
Mm-hmm.
Being made so much better than the angels, as he has by inheritance obtained a more excellent name than they.
Right. You know what I mean? Christ, like the angels don't have, you know what I mean, a choice. Like you were saying earlier, you know what I mean? Like Christ made all the right choices. The angels, all they get, all their ability is they get an order, they do it. But as a human, we have a choice. You know what I mean? And Christ made all the right choices. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. For unto which of the angels said he at any time, Thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. And again, I will be to him a father, and he shall be to me a son.
Mm-hmm.
And again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he said, and let all the angels of God worship him.
Right.
Verse 7. And of the angels he said, who maketh his angels spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire? That's the question.
Who? Okay. And again, verse 6, and again, when he bringeth in the first begotten into the world, he said, and let all the angels of God worship him. Okay. Of the angel said, who maketh his angels spirits, and his ministers a flame of fire. Okay, I'm not sure about that breakdown. I mean, I kind of get the spirit of it. I don't want to, you know, tell you something that's wrong. Okay, but you know what I mean, like, because you know what I mean, like, in of the angels, he said, who maketh his angels spirits, and his ministers of a flame of fire. So it sounds like to me, you know, but I got to get a breakdown. I'll get it from Captain Shawar. Sounds like the actual angels, okay, are talking about you know, like, because you know, we can be angels, you know what I'm saying? The you know, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian men can be, you know, sometimes called angels in the Bible, you know what I mean? So, and then like, and it says, and has ministers a flame of fire, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not sure about that one. I don't want to say, you know what I mean, what that is, or give you a clear breakdown. So I'm gonna write this one down. I'm gonna get with Captain Shawar YAHANNA. Who asked that question?
YAHANNA. It's just YAHANNA. It's a trooper. Shots for it.
Okay. All right. That's a good question. I just have to. I don't remember this breakdown, so I'll have to get that. I'm gonna talk to Captain Shawar YAHANNA. Okay, get that. Okay, verse 8. But unto the sons he said, thy throne, God, is forever and ever. a scepter of righteousness is the scepter of thy kingdom. Okay, so this is, you know, obviously talking about Christ, but you know, I'm not sure about the angel parts right there on verse 7. So I'll get with Captain Yala, and we'll definitely get that, you know, get a question, get that one answered. Even thy God anointing. Yeah, so all right, so anything else? All right, you said we're on the time?
Yeah.
Okay. You got anything you want to bring out? Okay. So I do want to say, you know, it seems like I feel this thing in the earth where, you know, things are getting tight right now. Some, you know what I mean? Like everything just seems to be getting, you know, real tight. You know, everybody, you know, it seems like Esau got his neck, you know, his knee on everybody's neck right now. Mm-hmm. Stuff seems to be getting real hard, and you know, everybody, you know, dealing with something. Stay strong, man. Stay strong. I know, you know, stuff sometimes you be like, you know, this shit is hard out here. You know what I'm saying? But guess what? What helps is being around other brothers and sisters who think like you do. Being in these classes, okay? Just stay strong. Don't, you know what I mean? Like, don't lose your fight, which is what I've been saying all day, right? All night. Fight. Keep fighting. Okay? Don't lose your fight. You know, the tests are going to come. The scriptures say, you know what I'm saying? What did it say? If you
prepare that soul for temptation.
Right. Prepare your soul for temptation. Prepare to be tempted to leave this truth. Be prepared to, you know, say this shit ain't worth it. You know what I mean? But don't fall for it. Stay strong. You know what I mean? Now is the time. Right now is you need to really start to fight. You know what I mean? Because it's, I can feel in the air. Stuff's starting to get a little tight for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So stay strong and fight. Okay, with that, we are the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge. Started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. We're under commanding General YAHANNA, not affiliated with any other Hebrew Israelite group. Okay, we've been teaching Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that they are the true biblical Israelites of the Bible. Okay, so stay strong. Another way you can help other brothers and sisters stay strong, pay your tithes, stay strong. Okay, pay your tithes. I know it's going to be tempted not to pay your tithes. Okay, and with that, I'm going to go ahead and salute everybody out. For the brothers, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai Barakathum. For the sisters, Yahweh Shah Alathan Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, we out.